how have things gone in your mind for you through OTs and 2 days of minicamp?
Yeah, I think as an offense, we've been gradually getting better. So I guess, for OTAs and minicamp, that's really all you can ask for. Obviously, there's still stuff we need to work on. I need to work on individually. But yeah, I think as a whole, we got better every single day. And obviously, some days are better than others as you go. But in general, I felt like we continued to improve every day.
A couple of people come in here and mention, poise, common presence from you in the pocket. Is that something you've been really harping on, and how are you kind of doing in that department, you think?
Yeah, I think it just stems from learning the system. I think it's having confidence in the system and having confidence in myself in running the system. So I think that's kind of where it stems from.
Was the system, I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody, was the system last year at all more complicated than the system this year, or in what ways do you think this system has allowed you to adjust a lot better?
I think there's differences and similarities in every system. Every offensive system I've been in, there's differences, similarities, weaknesses, strengths. So, just for me, it's really continuing to just focus on this year, like you mentioned. But I think that's really it for me is not focusing too much on last year. Because that's in the past, and continue to focus on what we got in front of us.
Sam, Matt was in here yesterday, and he said, I believe, that you were around a little more in Charlotte this offseason. Was that a conscious decision, and why did you make it?
Yeah, I think, when we made the McAdoo hire, I decided to come in here and spend some time with him. That's really what that was about.
That cut short, did you still do your normal quarterback deal with Josh Allen and those guys? Or?
Yeah, I still went down to Orange County and spent my offseason there and worked out a little bit.
And then I forget two similar questions. Last year, were you able, did you do a little summer type camp with any of with Christian or any receivers here? And would you plan to do that again this year?
Yeah, it's always something that we look forward to and that we want to do is getting together in the summer. And at some point, we still got to figure it out, but yeah, for sure.
Matt, I think last week you used the word outstanding for the way you practiced, had one of your best practices. This week said you were still practicing well, but he also still didn't rule out bringing in a veteran quarterback in training camp. How would you feel about that? Do you feel like there's a need for that?
Yeah, I think for me personally, I'm just going to continue to focus on what I need to do, develop as I can as a quarterback. Like I mentioned before, learn the system. That's really all I'm focused on. If I focus on anything other than that, I wouldn't be smart of me to do that.
And how would you define your brief history as a soccer player, and how do you feel to have Matt knock down your kick?
Did something happen there? What happened? Coach Rule block a kick of mine? I wasn't sure. I didn't know if that made the internet or what happened there, but I told our PR team not to let that out. So no, but yeah, he was in the goal right in the middle, and I tried to go to the left and just kicked it right at him in the middle. So it's whatever. We can get it. We can get it again, and might be a different result next time.
Sam, I've got a couple questions. What have you thought so far about Terrace Marshall's progression this offseason?
Yeah, I think Terrace has been doing a really good job. Like everyone else in that locker room on the offensive side of the ball, it's continuing to work and really putting together the pieces of the offense. This offense is concept based. Obviously guys have their positions and what they're good at, but you want to learn the offense as a conceptual as concepts. You don't want to learn it necessarily, okay, I'm the X here and this is what I got on this play. It's like, hey, if this is the route concept on this side, I know that I usually have this backside. So I think those guys are putting it together really well right now in their heads, and I feel like they're really getting a good grasp of everything that way. And Moo's definitely one of those guys.
And Robbie had a tweet that he was considering retirement. I'm wondering, did you ever have any conversations with him, or is that something you would have a conversation with him about?
Yeah, I haven't talked to him. Yeah.
told you about it or you read it?
I was just, I was just, I think at first it was kind of a surprise, and then, I just took it in. That's really all I did. I just was kind of surprised at first, and then waited till mandatory minicamp, and he was here, so that's kind of how I went about that.
Did you think it was serious at any point, or having played with Robbie and been with him, did you think it was just Robbie being Robbie?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of ways to look at that, so I'm not going to dive into that here, but there's a lot of ways you could have looked at it.
Sam, a couple for you here. Just on the field today, how do you think you threw it? How do you think you performed?
Yeah, I thought we played okay. Obviously, some stuff we got to correct. A lot of things we have to correct. We had some tempo stuff that we ran today that wasn't very clean. Just got to continue to grow and get better.
And with some veterans out, you're actually throwing to a collection of different receivers. What role do you play as a veteran quarterback to some of the younger guys out there?
Yeah, it's just knowing what to do. Just trying to get guys lined up. Sometimes if they don't see what we're doing or see the formation, and if someone asks you, as a quarterback, you're usually the first one that those guys go to figure out what to do. So, I have an obligation to understand their job as well, and if they ask, I got to tell them.
Yesterday, Matt was talking, and he said that Bruce Spade had said you seem happier this offseason, and the team bonding I know has been a part of that. How important was that bonding, and have you seen Matt seem happier because he's getting to know players better without COVID?
I just think it's it's been nice to have a normal offseason for the first time here in a couple of years. I think that might be a big part of it. I'm not sure, but I would like to think that's probably a huge part of it, is being able to spend that time together and as a whole team, and be able to do stuff that we've been doing outside of football, which has been great.
How important do you think is that to building a team that can win during the season?
Yeah, it's huge. I think the closer the team is off the field, the more success they're likely to have on the field.
Sam, what's it been like between you and Matt Corral?
Oh, it's been great. I remember being a rookie and going from a college system to an NFL system. It's a huge jump, and there's a lot of things that you got to learn. And I've been very open to helping him out, and so it's been a fun process. Matt's a great dude, so it's been fun and easy to be able to get along with him and help him along the way.
He did an interview a while back where he talked about being vulnerable and how important that was.
Being what?
Vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
Excuse me.
Yep.
And he said that back, when he was in college, that they would have a Wednesday where they would share their feelings and things and talk to the team about them. Has he done that with you guys? Talked to you about things that's happened in the past that have been vulnerable?
No, I mean we haven't had those conversations yet. To be honest, we haven't had a whole lot of time in the quarterback room to be able to talk about those things. Usually it's just an hour meeting right now, getting through everything that we got in practice and then going out there and playing. So I'm sure things like that will come up during the season. But again, right now with the room that we have at the quarterback position, it's been great, and things have been going really well.
How would you describe him as a leader?
What's that?
How would you describe him as a leader? I mean, you have your style. How would you describe his style?
Yeah, it's tough. I think even for me as a rookie, I remember just trying to figure it out. I think you just, I actually think, Teddy was here obviously a couple years ago, and he was with me when I first came in as a rookie in New York, Teddy Bridgewater. And, he was one of the first ones I'll never forget coming up to me, like when I was first learning the offense. He was like, bro, just be yourself, and don't feel the necessity to be vocal or be that leader that you envision yourself one day being. As a rookie, you just got to come in, especially as a quarterback. You just got to learn the system and play at your best and to your potential that you feel like you can play at before you start trying to take those steps as a leader. And so I think that's an important thing to understand as a rookie, is just come in here, play ball, and do your job.
Sam, you shared with us a few weeks ago how you and Scott had talked on exit day and kind of how he was upfront with you about their plans. Have you had any sort of follow-ups with him or Matt about what they're doing at the position?
I haven't talked to them specifically about what we're doing at the quarterback position. Again, I've been so focused on just learning the system and continuing to improve every day. I know it's cliche, but it's true. If I focus on anything else, I'd just be doing myself and this team a disservice. So we haven't had any longer discussions about what's going on, but so that's it.
Do you ever ask yourself, like, kind of what more do you have to do to kind of be the guy and sort of end this pursuit?
No, I think no matter what, they're always going to do what's best for the team. And so with that being said, whether, that's Scott going out, getting someone who he feels like can do a better job, that's not for me to judge. He's going to do his job to the best of his ability. I got to hold up my end of the bargain. If I'm the starting quarterback for this team, I got to go out and play good football, not turn the ball over and put the ball in the end zone.
Sam, real quick, a lot of the guys that are thrown out there are younger, but Rashard Higgins, 6-year veteran, getting a lot of reps out there. What have you noticed from him, and what does he bring to the team?
Yeah, Rashad's been great. Again, like everyone else, we've just been trying to learn together and being very vocal about what we're seeing out there, how we can improve, not the system, but how we can grow and evolve in the system. And Rashad's been a huge piece of that, being, like you said, a 6-year vet. He's seen a lot of football, been in a lot of receiver rooms. He's a really good vet for other guys, because the way Rashard works too, he just comes in here and works every day, and he's very just kind of put his head down and work mentality. But yeah, he's just been great for the room and really good for the young guys to be able to learn from.
Thank you, Sam.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Sam.